James Turner for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable true school sports empire. Hey, y'all know the rest, man. Now listen, this is my post-fight review for Elijah Garcia versus Terrell Gausha. And wow, the result of the fight is a gift decision to Elijah Garcia. They absolutely flat out robbed Terrell Gausha. And truth be told, guys, normally when a fighter gets robbed, there's normally like political reasons that are involved, like guy makes X amount of dollars or something like that. But like, I'll be honest with you, in all my time covering boxing here on True School Sports, almost 10 years, it'll be 10 years in September. I can't think of too many more pointless robberies than this one right here because, you know, I like Elijah Garcia. I've met him in real life, good dude, hardworking fighter, respect his journey in the sport. But like Elijah Garcia is not no big time money making fighter. And Elijah Garcia is coming off of a loss to Tyrone Davis. And Elijah Garcia has a lot to prove, right? There's not a lot of money in him. That's what I'm trying to say. There really is not a ton of money as far as being able to profit from him, right? Gausha, you can say the same thing for, but you know, Gausha, respected veteran, been in there with like Lubin, been in there with Tim Tszyu, put Tim Tszyu on his ass in Tim Tszyu's American debut, right? Good fighter, U.S. Olympian, right? I thought in this fight, really and truthfully, guys, I thought Gausha turned in his career best performance because, you know, Gausha in his career, I've watched a lot of his fights on these PBC undercards, and he's always had a reputation for being a fighter that doesn't let his hands go. He kind of lets the fight pass him by, and that didn't happen this fight. I thought, you know, in the first round, he threw a beautiful, like he just shot a beautiful straight right hand down the middle that put Garcia flat on his ass and knocked him down. Kind of like, you know, same thing with Tim Tszyu. He dropped Tim Tszyu early in the first fight when they fought in the first round, and you know, I just thought all night. I thought Gausha, when Elijah Garcia wasn't busy, I thought Gausha took advantage of those moments and was busy himself and was winning a lot of the rounds because he was picking his spots right throughout the rounds. Garcia has very blatant holes in his defense, right? And they were not corrected going into this fight because it showed on fight night. One thing about boxing is whatever you're doing in the gym or not doing in the gym, it always shows up on fight night, right? So his defense is not been corrected, has not been fine-tuned to the level it needs to be to win a fight like this. So it's crazy how quickly things can change because before the Tyrone Davis fight, Elijah Garcia, I would say, was probably a, you know, top 7 to 5 contender in the division, probably a win or two away from a world title shot. Now you're looking at, you know, a loss to Tyrone Davis and a very questionable decision where he gets the win against Gausha. And, you know, I'll tell you right now, PBC better make a move on what they're going to do with Garcia because he's a loss, in my opinion. He's a loss waiting to happen. I mean, he was 15 in the WBA coming into this fight, right? And they do still have the champion in Lara. So if Garcia gets elevated a couple more spots, maybe they can do Lara versus Garcia and cash out Garcia. And Garcia will have to sink or swim in a fight against a very, very talented upper echelon fighter in Lara who's been champion and been fighting at a high level for a long time. And if he loses that fight, then it'll be good riddance because one thing about boxing is like Elijah Garcia had some amazing performances that put him on the map, but he hasn't been able to replicate the performances that he had against the likes of Amir Kar Vidal or you know, even a Resendiz. You know, he's been lacking, right? And I do feel for Terrell Gausha because Gausha, he's a fighter that I think has been a bit of an underachiever. I think he's been an underachiever. You know, he has this habit of letting the fights pass him by, but he always shows you these flashes of brilliance where, you know, if he just let his hands go a bit more, if he just committed to his offense a bit more, it wasn't so methodical and tactical, you could see there's a really good fighter in there. And I think in this fight, that guy finally came out and his hard work was not rewarded. So I thought he got robbed. I think this is one of the more pointless robberies I've seen in a long time in boxing because there's no reason you rob Gausha for Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia, like, I watched the interview he did with Sean Tatel in the build-up to this fight, and he had stated that this was his first real training camp when he was out there with Bob Santos. And I remember seeing Elijah Garcia. I saw him I saw him. I actually saw Elijah Garcia the night of the Canelo Berlanga fight. He was waiting in line behind me as I was getting ready to pick up my credential at the T-Mobile Arena, and he's been training since then for this fight. And you know, it didn't really go his way, and I hope he can correct what he needs to correct, because he needs to correct these things fast, because you know he's fighting in a thin middleweight division, and the fact that he couldn't really show a gap in class between him and a Terrell Gausha, it's not a good sign for him, and he's gotta clean some things up. We need to see the guy that fought Amir Kar Vidal return. We need to see the very dynamic offensive talent that he was returned, because you know he's like right now just going by the looks of it. I'm not giving no death sentence to his career, because who am I? I'm just a boxing reporter at the end of the day, a guy with a YouTube channel. I don't have the final say on what happened with the guy's career. I just tell you guys what I think. But right now it looks like Elijah Garcia's career is going nowhere, and it's going there very, very fast. And there's a lot of fighters like this in boxing who are kind of just there, and he looks like he's just kind of there. He's an up and down fighter, so he has some things to correct. And for Gausha, it sucks for him, because you know he's what, 33 years old now. He's up there in age. It's his fifth loss, and he did not deserve this loss. Had he gotten the win, this would have put Gausha back in the mix, and would have given him a chance to really like do something with his career one last time. And he doesn't get that chance, and more importantly, he doesn't get the recognition for what I believe was a career best performance. And I really hate this about boxing sometimes. I hate when fighters who have taken some losses and have a certain reputation about them actually make the corrections they need in the gym, and then it shows on fight night, and then they don't get rewarded for their hard work. That shit really pisses me off. And he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that tonight. So I thought he was sharp down the middle. I think he probably could have finished the fight a little stronger, but I thought he banked enough rounds to win the fight, and they screwed him. And honestly, I don't know why they screwed him, because there's no reason that you rob Gausha for Elijah Garcia. But that's just me. What do I know? I'm just a kid from Dania, just a boxing channel. What the hell do I know about boxing? So, you know, what did you guys think? Did any of you guys score for Elijah Garcia? Did any of you guys score for Gausha? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know all that in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys click right over here.
Keep watching my boy BT put on the best interviews out here.